Alright, good news. We are finally out of the holiday rush, so we can finally get back to working on my 3D printing project. So we're almost done with my green lantern. All the pieces are printed, so all we got to do is start joining everything together and get it painted and finished up. 1, 2, 3 pieces. And we're going to epoxy those together. Clamp everything down and set up the handle and the lantern symbol in the middle. Set up our light source and start painting. So this will be the first time I've ever tried epoxying anything together, so hopefully this doesn't become a permanent part of the table. I guess we'll find out. Here we go. Okay, good news. We are back. I didn't have enough hands to run a camera and epoxy and everything else, so this part, let's catch in the light there. Epoxy has set. Good to go. So, let's see if I can catch the seam. I left my respirator over at my glass etching garage, so I'm going to take these over there, sand down the seam, and I got some spot putty I can use to smooth that over. While I was waiting for that to cure, I actually cleaned up I had a really bad, this is the top section, there was a really bad overhang. When this had printed, there was a bunch of loose plastic that was kind of hanging down, so I sanded that all back and then I smoothed it over with good old spot putty. So that'll all get sanded. This was another little rough spot. So that'll all get sanded back down. I got a piece of acrylic that's going to go behind the lantern symbol. And then as you can see, it's hollow. I'm actually building a little light that will sit right over. Green LED, power it up. The other thing I'm going to do now while I'm still gluing stuff, and I haven't actually glued anything to the table yet, so that's good, is I'm going to glue on the starter lugs for the handles. So when I 3D printed the handles, I added in these little square pieces. Sorry for the wonky camera, I'm trying to do this left-handed. So these fit without getting Bond all over my camera / cell phone. So those slot right in. And that helps keep them straight up and down. So I'm going to epoxy those in place. They have holes in them for keying up the handle. And once it all comes together, it's going to be massive. Hopefully. And hopefully when I paint it, it'll look great. So another update soon. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to my one and only patron, Wes. Thanks for the support, buddy. If anyone's interested more in what I'm doing here when this finishes, this is going to get auctioned off. And part of the proceeds are going to go towards Alzheimer research with the Cure Alzheimer Foundation. More information on that is on my Patreon, patreon.com/MrSibs. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.